There's a quiet pressure that follows anyone who writes. The idea that your words should be yours, completely original, untouched by anyone else's voice. And if they're not, it somehow counts less. You might notice this when you journal. You pause before writing a sentence because it sounds too familiar, too much like something you've read before. So you rephrase it, you adjust it, you try to make it sound more like you. But here's the thing that isn't said often enough. Very little of what we write is entirely original, not in the way we imagine. Every sentence you form carries traces of something. A book you read years ago, a line that stayed with you longer than you expected, a way of describing a feeling that you didn't invent but recognized. And that's not a flaw, that's how language works. Writers have been saying this in different ways for a long time. T.S. Eliot once wrote that immature poets imitate, while mature poets steal. Not in the sense of copying, but in the sense of absorbing something so deeply that it becomes part of how you think. Virginia Woolf spoke about how we think through other people's words, how language itself is something we inherit before we shape it. Even Borges suggested that every writer is, in some way, rewriting the same limited set of human experiences. So the idea that your writing has to come from a completely untouched place doesn't really hold. And yet we carry it. It shows up as hesitation, as self-correction, as the feeling that your words need to prove something. This is where journaling can shift the way you relate to writing. Because your journal doesn't need originality, it needs honesty. And sometimes honesty comes easier when you don't force yourself to start from nothing. You might borrow a sentence, write it at the top of the page, a line from a book that stayed with you, something that felt close to what you've been trying to say. And instead of moving away from it, you move toward it. You respond to it, you continue from it. You let it guide your thoughts, even if your words echo its rhythm for a while. At first, this can feel like you're leaning too much on someone else. But if you stay with it, something changes. Your own voice starts to emerge within that borrowed language. You begin by repeating, then adjusting, then adding something that wasn't there before. And without forcing it, the writing becomes yours. Not because it's completely new, but because it's connected to your own experience. If you think about it, some of the most meaningful thoughts you've had were shaped by something you encountered outside yourself. A sentence that gave you language for something you couldn't name, a paragraph that made you feel understood in a way you hadn't felt before. Borrowing language doesn't take away from your voice, it gives somewhere to begin. And that matters, especially on days when your own words feel distant. You don't have to create from emptiness, you can start from what's already there. So maybe the question isn't, is this original enough? Maybe ask yourself, what words have I been carrying that already feel close to what I'm trying to say? You don't have to push them away. Write them down, let them sit on the page, and then continue from there. Because writing isn't about proving that your voice exists in isolation. It's about recognizing how it forms in conversation with everything you've read, everything you've absorbed, everything that has stayed with you. And when you allow that, writing becomes less about creating something new and more about discovering what was already beginning to take shape within you.